we always believe that we can do things better. But just give me your honest assessment of the effort of all of you coming together and producing and showing this movie.
I thought it was great. I thought the process in itself was very difficult. I mean, anytime you have more than one person doing a production, it's going to be difficult just because of, and all of us have strong views as far as what we think, should go. But I think all of us kind of, like Jeremy said in one of the interviews, put like the pride aside and just tried to make the best movies possible. So I thought the production of it went amazingly well.
And, I told you, it really looked like the movie. I mean, we was in the big screen, and it's like we're sitting there and watching any other production in terms of a movie. Now, tell me your, other than just making a movie, tell me some of your purpose and motivation for making this type movie. The name of the movie is The Last Disciple, The Last Disciples. And it is based on the stories of biblical characters. The first section was on Cain and Abel, and then the second was on Noah, and the last one was on Job. So tell me what your intent for the audience to receive as a result of this movie, other than the great entertainment that it was, the great music, the great production, the great scenery. What was some of the other motivating factors in terms of this movie?
Well, one of the main points or purposes we had with making the movie was to make a film that was true to life, one, and two, presented principles and concepts that were within the Bible that weren't so I guess you could say religious in intent. They weren't your typical package you get when you go to a Christian or a spiritual institution. So you want to kind of take those principles and stuff we had learned over the years and inject them in a like ultra realistic way. So when people saw them, they one saw themselves or saw someone they knew. Not necessarily each story, but I think every story you could relate to at least one of the characters, and for a wide range of people to be able to relate to the film as opposed to the stories.
Okay, and it was different. Let me tell you, it's different. First thing was a trilogy. It was broken into three different sessions, three mini movies that made up the whole movie. And of course, the first movie was Cain and Abel. Now, I'm going to talk about my first impression. You know I have grown some since we first talked, and I made my post on Facebook. And I shared this with you. When the movie first came on, I was just shocked of the language, as I told you. It was the language, and there was a lot of profanity. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't surprised. He had warned us that there were some profanity there. There was not any graphic sexual scenes, but there was some profanity. And being a former cursor myself, I'm thinking that there'll be word or two here and there. And to be honest with you, I was overwhelmed with the profanity, especially since the movie came on. That was the opening scene, basically.
Right.
That.
It was no warm-up.
no preparation, man. You know what I mean? I'd been to church and Sunday school that day. And I wasn't quite ready for that, all right? I wasn't quite ready for that. But still, I mean, it really was good. It really was graphically. And so let me tell you all my first impression, I just didn't know what to do. My little head went down. And we were sitting by another couple, and I saw they was quiet and uptight. And then at the end of that scene, the name Cain and Abel came up, and the people next to us just had a sigh of relief. Oh, that's what this was about.
We in the right movie. Oh, okay.
So I think some of them may, like myself, thought they might have gone to the wrong theater. There's a bunch of screens there. We thought we might have gotten, even though we was directed there. And so I must admit, now, it was quite shocking to me, and it was overwhelming to me. And so that was my initial reaction. So when I got up Monday morning, and I like the fact that you and I can talk, and I call you and talk to you about my reaction to it. And then if you remember, tell them what you told me.
I can't remember. What did I say? Ain't no telling. What did I say?
No, you graciously accept my criticism.
Oh, yeah.
And then you try to enlighten me in terms of your purpose.
Right.
And it really helped me. Their purpose was to present some, I'm not going to say Christian because the character was Old Testament, some biblical principles in a format where those who customarily do not attend church could see this concept of the principle that in the midst of all of this other language that's going on, that there are some principles that they need to be concerned about. And this was about Cain and Abel, and those who know the story know that Cain eventually murdered his brother Abel. And then after I thought about it, say around Wednesday, before you got there Thursday to the empowerment session, I thought about it, and that's the way the world is, whether I want to accept it or not. And we know we have this black-on-black crime, and much of it is black males killing other black males. So I can see the relevance of it. The music and stuff, it's not the music that I appreciate or go to, but there's the music that people are listening to. And so when I removed myself out, and plus another thing that started me was, I'm thinking about all the folks I invited. And I'm wondering what they was think about Reverend Elliott after they saw this film. So it was kind of in a selfish way that I looked at it first. And then you had said from ages 12 up. And I must say I'm happy that I didn't see a lot of 12-year-olds
in attendance,
because I think it was more for a more mature audience. I would say 17 years and up, you know. And like I told you, none of the words, none of the French y'all was speaking in that part, I didn't know. I used to be a French speaker also, so I could appreciate that. But and then also I told you I was thinking about the possibility this movie had been shown into some of the churches, and as a result we could have some discussion about the real factors of the movie, okay? So by the time you got there Thursday, I was calm because I told him I wanted him to come on the show, but I told him to bring all the help he can because I was going to rip him apart. I said, I don't care who you bring all of them because I'm ready for you. But you're here by yourself, and I think you're going to be able to handle me today.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate the effort, even the fact that you all had a desire to make a movie emphasizing these biblical concepts and precepts that we are facing every day, but sometimes we're not aware that there's nothing new about it. This has been going on for years, and so even though you depict it in modern day terms, it's a biblical story that happened some time ago, and the fact that man killing man and brothers killing each other and family members killing each other is still a reality of today. And so I got a great appreciation of the movie.
Oh, I'm glad.
Me and Noah got along fine there. That was a little French in Noah. I can handle that.
But you like Noah.
And Noah's okay, and Job was okay. And then when you told me the fact that you wanted to start off the shock value, and as the movie progressed, they can see the transformation that took place, and I think that's good. And then the concept of having a trilogy, the 3 in 1, I think that's a brand new concept. You may start a whole new trend, since our attention spans are so short anyway.
That was the purpose of doing that.
That would happen. And you did have a sold out crowd, and it was mostly your age group that was there. And it was
a lot of older audience members.
Yeah, I was there. There was some older, but it was mostly your age group. That's all I'm saying.
I would say it was a nice mix because even the people who were writing reviews on our Facebook page and stuff like that were of various ages of people.
So what are you saying is that if I'd have gotten my head up on the first movie, I'd have seen all those things?
You probably would have. And if you weren't so blinded with shock,
okay. I can't argue about that. I went at the second movie, so you're a better judge on that. But anyway, it was there, and people were there watching the movie, and you sold out, and it had to be on your efforts because listen, what they did, they rented the theater, and they were responsible for selling the tickets, and so they was taking a risk because if they didn't sell the tickets, they was going to have to pay them.
Or pick up popcorn for you.
Right.
One or the other. And
so it was success in terms of both shows was full, was sold out, which means there was over 600 people.
I think it was close to 8. It was like it seated 364 each one, so it was close to 8.
And every seat was sold, and the people were orderly, and which we're not surprised because that's the way we are when we come to things anyway. We always are. That's what other folks that we're not orderly, but
we were really pleased at the turnout we had. At one point in time, I walked out and we was trying to get the projection and all that stuff tested, and I saw the line of people, and it was just really the fact that many people came out and supported the film, and I guess either consciously or subconsciously what the film stood for. Meant a lot to us, and a wide range of people from different backgrounds, different occupations as far as like their work and ages, and the fact that everybody leaving. I was really surprised. My mom and them came to the second showing, to the 8, and a lot of people from churches were in the 8 because they had second programs. So a lot of people that were older from churches or religious institutions came to the second showing. And I was just ready, you know,
Did your mom let you back in the house?
No, my mom loved it. My mom and dad loved it. And actually, a lot of people from their church liked the film as well. I could tell that a lot of people were telling me, like you said, like as far as you know, a lot of the older audience members, that initially Cain and Abel, like they really were taken aback by it, which we knew that was gonna happen, but we kind of had to structure the story that way. So when we start going to the journey of the film, people will be in some ways desensitized to the format or our method of storytelling. Right. If we didn't start out with Cain and Abel and we just started out with one of the other stories, I think it would have been kind of weird for people because they wouldn't know how to take it. But the fact that Cain and Abel kind of just, like you said, like it wasn't, they just kind of threw you into it, then you kind of like were forced to either walk out or relax and try to enjoy the film. So I think a lot of people did that, and once they got through Cain and Abel and got into Noah, then I think a lot of it made sense to them. It's like, okay, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it, you know, real to life and tell these stories where people can understand them. So,
well, I hate to put you on the spot because I know you may blow this, but I want you to do it anyway, or attempt to do it. Mm-hmm. A lot of the actors and actresses were from the Huntsville area. Mm-hmm. So if you call the names of some of them you can remember, because people out there can relate to some of the people. That was another impressive thing, is that this is a Huntsville-generated movie. Mm-hmm. Many of the participants live in Huntsville, and so I thought that was amazing and a great concept in and of itself. So would you just share, of course, your brothers, their names and what they're doing, and just tell us about some of the characters.
Jeremy and David, my brothers, us three together are the Isabelle brothers. We wrote, produced, and direct the movie. As far as I go story by story, it's a lot of characters. I know I'm gonna leave some people out, so
well,
people,
I know that.
And
charge it to me. Don't charge it to him. Go
okay.
Right
Cain and Abel. You had Lauren Hendricks. She played the girlfriend. We had.
Make sure you tell me if they're Huntsville now.
Okay. Pretty much all these people were Huntsville except for Abel. I start with AJ, who played Abel in the film. His name was Javon Ishmael. He was from Birmingham. Okay. He played the character of AJ, the one who got shot. Nino played the character of Sid, who was our Cain character. Lauren played his girlfriend. And Kiki was played by a girl named Feletra Rachi, and she's from Huntsville as well, and she played Kiki. Mm-hmm. As far as Noah, young Chevy played Nathias, who played our Noah character. Lil Chance, who I thought did a great job. The young boy, he played their son, and Aisha Young played Zara, which was Chevy's girlfriend in the film. Okay. And Job were played by, I'm trying to think of all the characters we had in it. Wesley Pellet played he played the Marco Money character, who was Job. And then his girlfriend was Nate Cain, and we also had Penelope, all these people from Huntsville. Right. Dollar, his friend Jamie Henson. Amen. So it was a lot of characters in the film.
Well, I knew many of them because you had invited several to our empowerment sessions. Mm-hmm. They had come and visit. And of course, Penelope, I've been on her. She was a little small child when I was passing out Akron. She used to attend over there. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, I had all of you all when I was passing at Gurley. And so I knew many of the characters, and I'd seen them. I didn't know them as well as I know you all, but it was just good to look up on the screen and see people from this area.
And locations. I think a lot of people responded in Cain and Abel when we had the Floyd's barbecue, like the whole theater erupted.
See, I knew the original Floyd, the old man from way over in Decatur. See what I'm saying? So I got some history. Matter of fact, we're a distant cousin. We were so distant I can't tell you. But I remember the dad over in Decatur had a barbecue place, and then the gentleman that runs it now, I knew his father. His father was around my age, and so I know that whole tradition of that family. So that was unique to have a local scene that everybody could relate to. Yeah. Oh, and you didn't mention Chris.
Oh, and my cousin Zale, I was mentioning the main characters who played Floyd in that character. A lot of people loved his character and him coming on. And
another member of Gurley City, because we're going to plug everywhere we can plug. But now give us a little more history about, really why you decided to go that way. We know that you and I have talked for a long time, and I work with you all trying to get you more involved in the Bible and come into Bible study. And I really appreciate your response. You didn't just throw me completely out. You just told me to stay on the porch a little while. So,